So I've been thinking about recording this video for the past week or so, something that's been playing on my mind, and I finally decided to go ahead and record it. I just finished recording the Marathi version of it, but for those of you who don't speak or understand Marathi, I thought I should record the English version. Now this video is about a lady who happens to have worked with us for the past few months, helping us out with domestic chores like cleaning and dusting, etc. A very kind, sincere lady, and someone who keeps to herself, doesn't really mess around too much. And I always thought she looked very intelligent and someone who, given the opportunity, could have done a lot more with her life, but circumstances that she's probably been brought up in made her have to end up doing household chores, which is again something that she did very well. And we were always thankful for her help, and we were pretty vocal about it also. And she was always very upfront with her requests, so she would always tell us if she had to, take a day off for certain reasons, and we were obviously considerate of it because it just made sense, knowing everything up front and helping each other out that way. One fine day, about 10 days back, she suddenly did not turn up, and there was no intimation, which was very, very, very unusual as far as she goes. A day went by, 2 days, 3 days, and we heard nothing, which was very disconcerting. Finally, we learned from sources that she'd been beaten up by her husband, badly beaten up apparently, and she'd fled to her native village. For someone to have to leave their home and flee to their hometown, can you imagine what kind of beating she must have been put through? It makes me wonder how anyone who's a human being can do this to another human being, leave alone to your own family member, someone you are married to, related to. How can we call these people human? I don't mean to speak out of context, and I don't know the background. But regardless of what the background is, regardless of whether the person was drunk, angry, it does not matter. Using your strength, using force against someone who's weaker physically, mentally, simply because you can, treating them as if they're your property and that you can do anything with them, is absolutely the opposite of being human. Even animals don't do this to one another. The only time they use force is to secure food and probably to defend themselves. And that's fine. You can use your force to defend yourself in situations that you need to, but against your family, against someone you're expected to at least take care of, if not love and nurture. A family is meant to be a place where you feel safe in each other's presence. And I know we're going to talk about, there could be a lot of debates about the upbringing, the background, the cultural history of a lot of different people, but I don't think this matters at all. If you are a human being and you cannot show this absolute elementary courtesy towards another human being, especially your family member, then you do not deserve to be called a human being. the least that someone who's ever done this or even felt like doing this should do is start by apologizing to their victims, if I may, and think about themselves and make these elementary changes where, as family members, you are to be with one another, take care of one another. You can belong to one another. But anything you do, absolutely anything, is because they are allowing you to, and they are kind enough to be with you. The most you can do if you don't agree with them or if you have a problem with them is walk away from them or request them to get away from you. That's the absolute maximum that you can ever ask of anyone you think you do not agree with. Using force is not a sign of manliness or bravery. It's a sign of cowardice. Only cowards and people who have absolutely no spine use force on people who are weaker than them and in a situation where they're helpless. I'm not going to stretch this video too much because this topic isn't one to be covered in 7-8 minutes, but I had to put it out there. And if you know anyone who's gone through this, or if you've ever been a witness to this kind of absolute thoughtless behavior, consider helping out in whatever way you can, and at the least speak up. And if you are someone who's ever dealt with something like this, please do not put up with that person. They do not deserve you. I'm going to close this video here because, like I said, this could go on for a long time, but I had to put it out there because this was literally killing me, and I don't know what kind of an impact this is going to have on anyone or anything. At least it may just go out there and make some people think. Thank you for listening in. I hope to see you in the next one.